Hey Solomon, here is a review of this quite complicated and advanced finger picking thing that we are beginning to be introduced to. Now, the first step of this thing that we're trying to learn is just getting our fingers in the correct shape for an A minor 7 chord. Our first finger is on the first fret of the second string. Our second finger is on the second fret of the fourth string. And those are the only two fingers you need for this chord, and it's only the middle four strings that we're going to be playing. So the fifth string, fourth, third, and second string, or A, D, G, and B, those four strings. So the first thing you got to work on is just getting those fingers in the right place, and then if you just pluck all four of those strings at the same time, you should be able to hear a nice, clear A minor 7 chord. So that's the first thing we want to work on. And you may need to pause the video right here and just kind of work on that shape. First finger, first fret, second string. Second finger, second fret, fourth string. So if you need to pause it, go ahead and do that. All right. Now, the really challenging part about this finger picking pattern is learning to use our wolf pick fingers. This is important because when you start playing more advanced guitar, what happens is sometimes you'll be strumming at some points, and then you're going to want to switch to a finger picking. And guitar players will often sort of hold that pick right in the joint of their index finger, if that makes sense. And that's why that finger isn't really available for picking, which means these are the fingers you're going to be using for picking. And the pattern, I'll show you the pattern first and then we'll break it down a little bit further. But the pattern, remember, we're only playing those middle four strings. You were using an A minor chord to start with just because it's only two fingers and it's a relatively easy chord to get your fingers fretting properly. But the pattern is you play the outside strings, that fifth string and second string, together at the same time. And then you play the middle two strings separately. That's the first part of the pattern. And then, after the first part, the second part of the pattern is simply, it's kind of the same thing, except you never play any of the strings together at the same time. So it starts out, you play them together, then inside, the inside two strings, the fourth and the third string. Then the second half of the pattern is outside, inside, fifth, second, fourth, third. So together, inside, outside, inside, together, inside, outside, inside, together, inside, outside, inside, together. So again, we're only using the middle four strings. So when I say outside strings, I mean the two strings that are on the outside, the fifth string and the second string. And when I say the inside strings, I'm referring to the fourth string and the third string, fourth and third. You can kind of see them pinching together. So we start with the outside strings. You can hardly see that fourth string. But those two strings, the outside strings, and then the inside strings. So it's together, inside, outside, inside, together, inside, outside, inside, together. And again, we're only using our wolf pack fingers. Our number 3 finger always plucks the second string, and our number 2 finger always plucks the third string in this pattern. So third finger, second, third, second, third, second, third. All right, I'm gonna review that again here. So the first thing we want to do is get our hands into an A minor shape. And again, work on it. You can even use your pick if you want to and just strum the bottom 5 strings. And that's what it should sound like. And you shouldn't hear any fret buzzes if your fingers are too far back on the fret. They gets a little tougher to play, so you want to make sure your fingers are close to the front of the fret. There's our A minor chord. Now I'm putting the pick, see how I'm hiding it in my fingers, so after I can just take it out to play with the pick again, but hiding it in my knuckle, and then I'm using my Wolfpack fingers. So again, it's outside, inside, outside, inside, together, inside, outside, inside, together. So all I'm doing there is that same pattern over and over and over again, just over top of different chords. And I'm only ever playing 4 strings at a time. Sometimes I'm playing the middle 4 strings. Sometimes I'm playing the top string and then those 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. So sometimes I'm playing this 5th string and the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st string, but it's always and ever only 4 strings. And remember again, your thumb just keeps going back and forth between whatever. So in this case with the A minor chord, it keeps going back from the 5th string to the 4th string. Back and forth, 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 back and forth. All right, I know it's going to take us some time to get our fingers wrapped around this, but I know Blackbird is one of the songs you want to learn, and this is the early stages of trying to learn something like that. Just getting used to not just strumming all the time, but used to a common finger picking pattern. Wolfpack fingers. Just take it, little bit by little bit, and eventually you'll build up muscle memory, and then that pattern will become very easy for you to do. That's it. All right, Solomon, have a great week with your track out, and we'll see you, I guess, next Thursday. Take care. Bye-bye.